So we're here in Austin, Texas, and we're here at the International OCD Foundation Conference where we finished our presentation, our talk. And the name of our talk again is
The Paradox of OCD Having an
obsessive fear of having OCD.
That is a mouthful.
That is definitely a mouthful, but it came out. So let's help the audience understand what in the world does all of that mean, the paradox of OCD.
We developed a fear of relapse, and our OCD turned into worrying and ruminating about, oh no, I don't want to relapse. I don't want to go back to the darkest part of my life. I want to keep progressing and keep getting better. And the darkest part of my life was so scary and so difficult that I'm afraid I'll go back to that. And going back to that sounds like the worst thing in the world to me. And
so what did you learn about how to defeat that?
I think it was always just being open to the idea that it could happen and it might happen, particularly.
Yeah, I just thought the topic, the subject matter, never even occurred to me, and it makes perfect sense. It's sort of ironical, but it makes perfect sense that it could happen. And the fact that you guys, sort of managed it as well as you have and were able to speak so eloquently about it was very impressive to me. So
Appreciate
thank
it.
you for that.
And I don't think a lot of people really grasp the idea that you're not promised tomorrow, right?
not at all.
I mean, the reality is there is no certainty in life except for death and taxes, according to Benjamin Franklin. I'm sure. Do you want to be at your deathbed at 86 and thinking about how much life?
He didn't say 86. He said 50
100.
or 60 or
Right,
70.
right.
I was like, people are dying early in this guy's story.
I was just saying.
I'm sure people in the audience were like, oh my God.
Right.
Yeah.
Because OCD keeps you stuck. And do you guys remember your worst experience with OCD? Were you stuck
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
for like a minute,
No.
2 minutes?
Days.
Yeah.
Days,
Yeah.
you would be stuck, right? And that is a horrible feeling. So for those people who say, well, I don't want to engage in exposure therapy because I don't want to go through the torture of having to confront my fears, what would you say? Why did you guys do it?
Well, I didn't at first.
Oh, that's
Same.
I was in there in therapy supposed to get help, but I wasn't committed to getting help, so I didn't get better. Like,
You said something that I thought was key for everyone, whether you have OCD or not, which is you were looking for a quick fix. So I thought that was very, illuminating. Very
gotta be in
profound.
it for the long haul.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta buckle up, right?
Yeah.
Right. But I definitely.
Completely worth it. I didn't think it was at the time. I was so ready to go home after like a week and a half of treatment, and then just coming out on the other side, just being able to be present, like I think I had to hit rock bottom to see that, there's nowhere to go but up. There's nowhere to go but get treatment, because where I was like a year and a half ago, that wasn't really living. That was like me living in a weird limbo state.
1 foot in, 1 foot
Yeah,
out.
like one foot tuned out of life and one going through the motions, and it was really hard. Like I don't even now in my current mind, I can't cast back to what the IOP was like, other than it was really hard. And
IOP stands for.
Here's a question for you. I was thinking about it a little bit. What would you guys we've talked about this a little bit ourselves, but wondering what your thoughts are about people who, it's sort of, I don't know, in vogue to say, oh, I have OCD, or my OCD is doing this, for people who have no OCD whatsoever, and they kind of make a joke out of it. How do you guys feel
Everyone
about
is
that?
so OCD, right?
Right,
I
exactly.
mean,
Or like I keep
I
my
wanna
house clean. I'm so
strangle.
OCD. Or
yeah.
Well, here you go first. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I used to get really, really angry about it, and I used to, tell my friends, but I think it's become such a part of like everyday vernacular that now I've sort of accepted that they don't do it out of any malice or any spite, out of spite, and it's just them. But I do hope, there have been terms in like mental health that a lot of people know not to use.
You're not going to be scared of it anymore.
True.
And that's the same with OCD.
I think you might have scared a lot of people who are now just open.
I think you scared me just now. I'm like, I don't know about that.
40 foot, that's not that big. I've done that.
I've done that.
I've done that. Right. Don't let fear control you. It probably, if you have OCD and you've been suffering, it probably has controlled you.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta take control back and stop letting fear control you.
Or be at your deathbed at age 50.
Did I really say that? I said 50.
Yeah, you were
Dude, I was
56.
cracking up.
I was trying to say 56 or whatever, but
Yeah, it was awesome.
So, information at my treatment center's website, which is renewedfreedomcenter.com. And there's also my podcast, The Stressless Life. So I want to thank you, Sam, and you, Harold, for joining me here today and being the change that we want to see in our world, right?
Absolutely. You guys are very brave and very
Thank you.
impressive.
Thank
you.
you for sharing your story.
Thank you.